Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Operational Changes That Will Transform Your B2B Warehouse. This is the second in our series of webinars discussing the trends and technologies impacting supply chains and the people who run them. I'm Stephanie Hardy, Marketing Manager at Bastian Solutions, and I will be your moderator today. Before we get started, there are just a couple quick announcements. First, we will have a live question and answer session following today's presentation. But you may submit a question at any time throughout the event Q&A window found on the right of your screen. Just click the My Questions tab and type your question at the bottom of the window where you see Ask a Question. We will address as many as we can at the conclusion of the presentation. If you'd like to revisit today's webinar, it will be available on the Bastian Solutions website approximately 24 hours after this live event. You will also receive an email from us with a link to the recording. Now on to the presentation. Discussing today's topic will be Jason Tenorio. Our previously announced speaker, Mike Clemens, ran into a scheduling conflict earlier this week, but Jason has graciously agreed to step in, and we look forward to his expert insights today. Jason is the Director of Consulting at Bastian Solutions. In this role, Jason leads consulting engagements and develops new opportunities for consulting work with external clients. He has over 30 years of design, simulation, consulting, and technical sales experience. Thank you for joining us today, Jason.
Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you all for joining us today. I'm excited to present this content. It's fair to assume that everyone has been affected by the pandemic. It's been trying times around the world. Notwithstanding personal challenges related to COVID, distribution and manufacturing clients alike have seen many of their time-tested business-to-business operational models change, almost instantaneously. These changes have been painful, but have also created opportunities for improvement to address this new normal business environment we're now facing. Today's presentation will cover current state B2B challenges, as well as technologies that will help us adapt to and succeed during these uncertain times. As Stephanie mentioned, please submit questions via the comment button, and we can respond to these questions at the end of the seminar. With that being said, let's get started. Here's a question I'd like you all to think about. What are some common supply chain challenges distribution and manufacturing clients now face related to B2B order fulfillment? Likely, some common threads relate to a shift in the customer order profiles, not enough available labor, not enough space, and challenges in meeting service level agreements. Today, I'd like to dig deeper into these challenges and offer potential solutions as seen from my perspective as a Director of Consulting at Bastian Solutions, an independent systems integrator. Adding on to some of the challenges just mentioned, we have seen disruptions in supplier networks. International transportation systems have been affected. The prior trend towards Asia outsourcing is being reversed in key strategic areas. Onshoring is becoming more common here in the States, and Mexico is also seeing a resurgence as a manufacturing source. Supply chains for key industries such as food service, retail, and entertainment are experiencing substantial volume losses or have been shutting down. Other industries, such as in-home living and hygiene, are growing rapidly. The consumer switch to e-commerce has rapidly driven pick volumes up, while reducing case pick volumes typically seen in B2B fulfillment. Adding further complexity, wholesalers are now being asked to drop ship direct-to-consumer orders as traditional e-com fulfillment centers have been overwhelmed. Labor scarcity is a real issue due to both government incentives and the fear of contracting an illness at a workplace. In addition, turnover continues to be an issue. The ability to hang on to your top performance is increasingly challenging, as is the need to train the influx of new employees. COVID has impacted the warehouse in many ways. Social distancing and sanitation are now specifically required. Workplaces are being redesigned to maintain 6-foot spacing between operators. Some companies are instituting staggered shifts to reduce the interaction between people leaving and coming to work and to disinfect between shifts. And PPE, personal protective equipment, is being mandated. All of these challenges are painful, but do represent opportunities for improvement in dealing with and succeeding in this new normal working environment. Taking a step back to understand the impact B2B companies have seen, I'd first like to level set on some of the unique characteristics B2B companies face. Distributors tend to have high volumes of case picking and piece picking. In many instances, store deliveries are made in returnable containers that contain the required store replenishment SKUs. And outbound orders are typically shipped in LTL or full truckload modes, as compared to parcel shipping for e-com orders. Reserve storage requirements can be significant if the facility is a key network hub. This is to ensure that there's no stockouts across their supply chain. The overall facility size can be quite large, commonly from 500,000 to up to 2 million square feet. And value-added services such as price ticketing, brand labeling, personalized literature, or other product customization is common. Bastian Consulting is at the forefront of understanding and implementing operational changes for our customers. As previously mentioned, many customers have indicated that order sizes are shrinking and piece pick is increasing. In many cases, customers wish to automate as much as possible, whether it's piece picking, case picking, pallet movement, or pallet storage. This desire to automate is usually tempered by the business cases and cost justification to implement these far-reaching solutions. In most cases, a pragmatic implementation plan is adopted that has the highest return on investment. Overall consulting and transformational business activity is very high right now, as a lot of companies are trying to rapidly adjust their supply chains to this new normal. Whereas strict return on investment criteria has been used in the past, businesses seem to be making longer-term investments in automation with more relaxed ROI standards to address the supply chain challenges mentioned above. Independent systems integrators, like Bastian, offer a broad range of services and technologies. When properly sized and implemented, these technologies offer a variety of benefits for our customers, such as labor, space, and time savings. The next slides will discuss technologies that will help B2B companies adapt to our ever-changing business climate and succeed in their markets. Due to the pandemic, traditional B2B case pick volume has been decreasing, while B2C, each pick volume has increased. This change in order type and volume presents a difficult challenge for manual picking processes to overcome. Picking is typically one of the biggest labor expenses in a DC. Increasing pick efficiency and accuracy is one of the most prudent and immediate improvements a company can make to improve their bottom line. Pick enhancement technologies such as pick to voice, pick to light, or goods to person solutions can help. Voice picking, as shown in the upper right-hand picture, is designed to keep an operator's hands and eyes free, allowing them to focus more on the task at hand. Using a mobile communications device, easy to understand voice prompts direct operators to locations and instruct them as to what task needs to be performed. Pick-to-light systems provide you with an efficient picking process that increases productivity and order accuracy. Pick-to-light systems are typically mounted on shelving or count and flow racks. Active orders are sent to pick-to-light systems, and the lights illuminate when picks are needed for specific orders. Pick-to-light and voice picking are easy processes to learn. Training a picking operator can take between 30 and 45 minutes. This means you can quickly see the benefits of your system soon after implementation. A put-to-light system is similar to a pick-to-light system, only instead of it as a picking enhancement, it's used as a put enhancement. When faced with multiple open orders on a pick cart or at a goods-to-person workstation, put-to-lights ensure the correct SKU makes it to the correct order. Put-to-lights enable that by illuminating what orders require the SKUs that were recently picked. Put-to-light systems are used to replenish stock to a store and close containers when orders are complete. Like pick-to-light, put-to-light systems are typically mounted on shelving or carton flow racks, as shown in the picture to the left. Here, individual open order store shipping boxes are placed above or below the designated put-to-light device. Common configurations have 2 shelves of put locations within a put-to-light strip. A put wall is shown on the bottom right picture. This approach is an order fulfillment solution to handle large volumes of order in a small footprint. This paperless process streamlines the supply chain by increasing efficiency and order accuracy. Put wall applications decouple the picking and packing process of order fulfillment, maximizing the efficiency of your operation. RF or radio frequency handheld scanners are used in many ways within a site, from receiving to cycle counting, put away, and picking. RF scanners communicate with a warehouse management system to minimize operator walk paths and to complete an order, and facilitate error proofing by scanning required SKUs. Increased efficiency, reduced pick errors, and improved customer service are just a few of the benefits that picking enhancement solutions can offer. Unit sortation is another area that can improve operations. By batch picking SKUs for multiple orders and inducting these SKUs into unit sortation devices, higher levels of efficiency and order volumes can be achieved. Standard unit sorters can process volumes of up to 20,000 units per hour and can have hundreds or thousands of sort locations. Crossbelt, tilt tray, and Bombay type unit sorters, as shown in the bottom video and the picture to the right, have been around a long time and are still widely used. These sorters handle all types of units, eaches, and even cases. These sorters are typically the workhorse in a site, performing highly accurate unit sortation at very high rates. Induction to these systems can be either manual or fully automatic, and these sorters can also be combined with other technologies like put walls for handling smaller orders. Shown in the upper left video is a relatively new sortation technology called the T-sort. This approach uses small robots traveling independently on a fixed grid table format. The robots transport product from an induction point to destination chutes. Highly scalable, this approach is attractive when space and capital are limited. A wide range of product types and delivery applications, such as diverting directly into a tote or a gaylord or even a chute for fragile packing, is possible. Higher unit volume processing rates and reduced labor are some of the benefits for unit sortation. Goods to person is another modern method for order fulfillment. Compared to manual order fulfillment methods, goods to person solutions are faster, require less labor, and are more space efficient than their manual counterparts. Paired with a capable WMS, Goods-to-person robots work on active orders and present the required SKUs to an operator who could then pick what is needed to fulfill these orders. All the non-value added walking and searching associated with manual methods is eliminated. Also, cube utilization is vastly improved. Significant space savings can be realized by implementing goods-to-person solutions. There are many different flavors of goods-to-person automation. Most have ergonomic picking stations, are easily scalable, and offer a dense storage footprint. Shown in the videos are a few goods-to-person systems that Bastian has had great success with implementing. Working from the left to the right of the screen, we'll start with Perfect Pick. Perfect Pick by OPEX is an energy-efficient solution for high-speed goods-to-person picking. Within this aisle-based solution, all SKUs contained within this aisle are immediately available. As shown, iBots retrieve the required SKUs and deliver product to end-of-aisle picking ports. Perfect Pick has a very high pick throughput, and scalability is addressed by adding additional aisles. The Adaptive Shuttle by Vanderlande is a modular shuttle-based automation storage and retrieval system with sorting and sequencing technology built in. In this solution, shuttles retrieve the appropriate SKUs and deliver to lifts, which then transport these items to a conveyor system and eventually decoupled pick stations. This solution offers flexibility in order fulfillment for both case and each picking capabilities. Building up store-ready mixed case pallets is a reality using this solution. AutoStore is a cube-based solution that uses totes stacked upon each other, an aluminum frame above those stacked bins, and robots traversing this frame to retrieve the required bins below. The robots then deliver these bins to pick ports for operators to pick the correct SKU. Highly dense and efficient picking are two of the main selling points for AutoStore, as is the ability to add on or expand. Simply add more grid, totes, ports, and robots to an existing system. For all goods-to-person system solutions to be most efficient and provide the highest return on investment, waiving of orders and batching potential must be analyzed. It's important to take advantage of an individual bin presentation being able to fulfill order requirements for multiple orders. In that scenario, goods-to-person workstations are frequently designed with multiple put-to locations, and put-to-light is typically implemented as an aid. Also, many goods-to-person solutions can use divided bins, with each subdivision holding unique SKUs. When presenting a subdivided bin to an operator, pick-to-light is then used as an aid to direct the operator to pick the correct SKU for that order. New goods-to-person technologies continuously emerge, and this continues to be an exciting field of growth. Each new tech offers some slant on improving upon prior technologies. Advanced data analytics and a firm understanding of implementing these technologies is crucial in selecting the best technology for a client. ASRS systems allow for an improvement to the manual methods by reducing labor requirements and allowing for much more dense storage. Storage heights of over 150 feet can be achieved, and this has a significant impact on new building square footage cost savings. In addition, cold storage is also an area that is seeing growth in ASRS because, let's face it, it's not fun to work in a freezer. Mini-load ASRS is designed to store cases and small parts in less space with faster performance. These systems are designed with strong, lightweight alloys, making the mini-load economical to install, operate, and maintain, while providing significantly more performance than their prior versions. Deep aisle unit load and shuttle ASRS systems are quick and reliable. They maximize square footage and cube utilization within a facility and are cost effectively engineered to handle unitized loads in and out of high density storage. Dependable 24/7 operation is a huge benefit. Some common use cases for ASRS are buffering of supply chain deliveries and finished goods, storing and controlling the inventory until it's been released from quality control, cold storage applications, and manufacturing to distribution buffering. Bastian Solutions designs and installs ASRS systems integrating the leading brands of cranes and shuttles. Dombach, Swisslog, and our custom made in the US Bastian Solutions mini load and unit load ASRS cranes are some of the types of equipment we have installed. AGVs and AMRs are a hot commodity these days. New entries are frequently introduced. Automated guided vehicles are used to consistently and predictively transport loads of material to places that might otherwise be serviced by forklift trucks, conveyors, or manual cart transport. In addition to the material movement labor savings, these systems are easy to set up, they reduce monuments on the floor, and are quite flexible. They are typically used when high volumes of repetitive movements of material is required, but there is little or no human decision-making skill required to perform the movement. Some of the categories of AGVs and the AMRs are shown in these pictures. Towed AGVs, shown to the right, is an example of this system works in conjunction with an operator. These units travel to the next SKU location for an order, and when the operator finishes picking these items, the AMR transports finished orders to pack stations. Unit load AGVs, shown on the bottom left picture, handle unit loads or racks and can interface with pickup and drop-off stations to connect with other automation equipment. A popular variant to this is the Kiva type AMR, shown in the video, that brings racks of SKUs to an operator for order fulfillment, like a goods-to-person system does. Tugger AGVs perform material movement of tugger trains and deliver to line-side local supermarkets or can perform long-haul material movement. Mouse AGVs typically tunnel under product racks for material movement. Bastian Solutions Autonomous Vehicle Group manufactures the M4A Mouse AGV. It fits into tight areas, shares aisles with pedestrians and forklift traffic, and adapts easily to future change. As with all of these systems, safety is paramount, and natural features navigation is possible. These solutions sense their environment to ensure operator and pedestrian safety. Robotics is a field that is also enjoying incredible growth within distribution centers and manufacturing sites. Bastian Solutions is a turnkey robotics solutions integrator. Our creative concepting and design process ensures we implement the most appropriate solution for your application. Some of the key facets to every robotic application are end-of-arm tooling and robotic vision. Robust and functional end-of-arm tool design is critical, and we place a strong focus on our end-of-arm tool designs. We're proud to have implemented some of the most innovative and reliable end-of-arm tools in the industry. Cutting-edge 2 and 3D vision components integrated with flexible and robust end-of-arm tool designs to create robotic picking solutions perfect for goods-to-robot operations, pick-and-place applications, mixed load depalletizing, quality inspections, and machine tending. Some other common examples of robotic applications we're implementing are like the video shown on the top, robotic palletizing. Here, robots efficiently and accurately pick up single or multiple cases and build up full pallets. Robotic palletizing solutions enable manufacturers to reduce labor and safety costs while increasing throughput, reliability, and accuracy of orders. High-speed pick-and-place robots take product from one location to another with pinpoint accuracy. Human pick-and-place applications can require repetitive motion over a long duration, resulting in possible ergonomic issues. High-speed pick-and-place robots can provide increased efficiency as well as decreased production costs, and they can eliminate ergonomic issues. Machine tending can be dangerous work and requires the consistency that a robotic solution can provide. In this application, robots replace human interaction to move product from a supply position, transport it to a machine, orient it, and then interact with the machine. As shown in the bottom video, robotic document inserter is another unique application. Complexity in modern-day distribution centers has never been greater, and placing the proper paperwork inside of a carton should be the last of your worries. Our robotic document inserter provides redundancy with 3 or more printers and utilizes a highly reliable 6-axis robot that accurately places the proper paperwork in the proper carton every time. Cobots are a relatively new entry in the robotics field. These safe robots allow for collaborative work with employees. Mobile robotics are the future of automated order fulfillment. Bastian Solutions offers the best foot forward with these great solutions. Whether you're replenishing your inventory, picking case items, or delivering completed orders to loading docks, we have you covered with our advanced mobile robotics solutions. An integrated software suite is the key to a successful automated material handling system. As an independent integrator, we offer complete and scalable warehouse software solutions that work in conjunction with the customer's host system and controls the automation equipment and flow throughout a site. As shown in this picture, our Exacta supply chain software suite interfaces with a number of major host systems and even unique homegrown warehouse management systems as well, with the availability to scale up or down between a WMS, a WCS, and warehouse execution system. Exacta has all your needs covered. With the ability to integrate with all technology shown on the previous slides, Exacta offers our customers increased flexibility in technology selection, the ability to choose software modules required, and provides powerful analytics to monitor labor and automation equipment. As previously stated, overall transformational business activity is very high. A lot of companies are trying to rapidly adjust their supply chains to this new normal. With trade shows, YouTube videos, and LinkedIn videos all communicating the next big thing, it's hard to know where to start. What technologies are the best fit? What technology provides us with the best flexible and scalable solution and has the most compelling ROI to implement? Bastian has a deep bench of in-house consulting staff to evaluate current state operations and make recommendations for process improvement. Our staff is highly trained and experienced in working with clients to address challenges in their current supply chains. Our consulting group exists to provide engineering support and guidance for companies looking to improve their supply chain operations. Using detailed research, extensive data analysis, and creative concept development, strategic recommendations are presented based on your business goals and requirements. Now let's switch it over and look at some of the case studies that we've implemented. This is a rendering of an install that's going live, and it's an industrial parts distribution center. This site highlights a multi-phased plan. Due to lack of item master and weights and DIMMs, a conservative approach was undertaken and a pick module was implemented, as well as a high-speed shipping sorter for full load staging and parcel delivery. Future expansion plans include implementing an auto store for small parts put away and picking, and integrating the outbound shipping lanes to accommodate additional load staging lanes. This is a highly automated retail and apparel omnichannel site that recently went live. As shown in the center of this rendering, an auto store goods-to-person system is used as the primary order fulfillment technology for this B2B and B2C site. At the top, received product flows to automated carton cutting equipment, and this then feeds to induction ports at the auto store for product put away. Along the left side, large and small cartons for either B2B or B2C orders are auto-erected and fed to the middle of the auto store into a pick tunnel. Within the pick tunnel, orders are picked to completion. As orders are finished, they are transported to equipment that right-sizes outbound carton size. By measuring dimensions of SKUs within an order, we're able to automatically cut down and right-size to reduce the shipping size and associated shipping cost. Upon completion of right-size box, parcel orders are then fluid loaded into the appropriate outbound dock, and LTL orders are delivered to the appropriate full pallet build down lanes. This site was a huge success for our customer and was the result of a comprehensive consulting study to properly design and select the correct technologies required to allow our customer to grow and succeed in their market.
All right, thank you, Jason. I think we might have lost your audio there at the end, but that's all right. I think we're kind of wrapping up here and ready to move into the Q&A portion of our event. As a reminder to our audience, you can still ask a question at any time using the Q&A window on the right of your screen. Just simply click the My Questions tab and type your question at the bottom of the window where it says Ask a Question. We do have a few that have already come in, so we'll go ahead and get started. All right, Jason, hopefully your audio's back.
Yeah, sorry about that. I did.
No, that's all right.
Sorry about that.
So let's see, we'll just start at the top. What types of product can the T-sort handle?
Yeah, it's a good question. A huge variety. It can handle a wide variety of products, apparel, shoe boxes, general merchandising, up to 120 pounds. Poly bags, small to medium boxes. It's really flexible sorter, and based upon the T-sort and the way it's designed, you can have tray and different belt designs optimized for these different products that could be easily changed. So it can really handle anything traditional unit sorters process.
All right, very good. Well, we'll move on here to the next question. It says, I've heard of cobots. How are they used in a warehouse?
Another good question. So cobots are being used more and more. I wouldn't say they're fully adopted, and I wouldn't say that they're fully mainstream, but there's a lot of opportunity to implement cobots within a warehouse. So, by working with a cobot, you're working with a robot that's safe to use. It doesn't have the strength to knock you over or to hurt you. It's designed to work in collaboration with people. So whether or not that's collaboratively working and lifting product, or as an operator aid, or using in conjunction, integrating a cobot into a goods to person scenario where you have a goods to robot. And so that's another area that's receiving a lot of visibility, is having goods to robot applications as well. So I mean, those are a couple of the areas, in addition to where repetitive tasks are happening, that cobots can be implemented.
All right, thank you. All right, so next question is, for clients looking to combine buy online, pick up in store, and fulfillment capabilities in the same location, the WMS can present some challenges. Have you run into this before? And if so, what strategies are there for integrating a system for that sort of operation?
Oh yeah, so this is That's a great question because it's real. I mean, it's completely real. We have a couple consulting studies right now that are actually doing just this. So, you know, the challenge with selecting the technology, the right goods to person technology, and having a WMS that's capable, and it really gets into the service levels that are required. So with a typical retail environment, you're going to want this an order to be processed, you know, quite shortly. So, you know, maybe 2 to 5 minutes max. And in that case, it may necessarily disqualify certain technologies from the mix of consideration. So, you know, the question is multifaceted, is what WMS considerations need to be addressed, and, you know, furthermore, what automation technologies, you know, could be selected to really work through and ensure that everything that's flowing through is going to meet the service levels that are required. So it's not an easy question to answer, especially during this time that we have. So maybe we'll circle back after the call and reach out to the individual who asked that question, so that we can get a little deeper. It sounds like there's maybe an application out there that has an immediate you know, that has a burning platform that we'd like to address.
That sounds great. Yep, we could definitely do that. So we'll go ahead here and move on to the next question. How can I plan and prepare for an automation project?
Well, I'm a little biased here, and my perspective is that it's quite challenging to do the technology selection, to get it right, to size everything properly, and to implement it, and to try to do it all on your own. And there's so many different types of technologies out there. There's so many different nuances that's required to properly size and implement these systems that, I mean, the cards are stacked against our customers. So, you know, I'm of the opinion to work with an independent systems integrator like ourselves, like Bastian, and, you know, let's start a dialogue. Let's start the dialogue to understand what your pain points are, and from these pain points and determining your current state and current pain points and determining your future growth plans. Let's chart out an analysis to determine where your business is and where it's going to be going, and then compare and contrast different technologies that will allow you to, you know, to really thrive and grow in the new future state. So what we would do together is work and put recommendations out there with different technologies that would have really tight return on investment and payback criteria as it relates to comparing your baseline model versus a future state. So my recommendation is to just, you know, pick up the phone, give us a call, and let's start talking about how we can move forward and help address those supply chain issues.
All right, thank you. Next question, can you elaborate on lean manufacturing?
Yeah, for sure. So it's, you know, Bastian Solutions is part of the Toyota Advanced Logistics Group. And as part of that, you say Toyota, you think of lean, you think of TPS. And when you think of conveyors and automation, you don't necessarily think of lean and Toyota production systems on the same thing when you're saying conveyors. But in many instances, it is. We're taking waste out of solutions. We're connecting the dots and ensuring that when thoughtfully designed, we're reducing material movement and increasing the reliability of systems. So really what we're trying to do is take further waste out of the solutions and ensure that our you know, by moving to single piece flow, moving to systems that are completely interconnected. We're designing our solutions to just evolve into automation. So they're uniquely intertwined, and it's a great question.
All right, thank you. Next question, where in the systems is minimizing packaging waste factored in?
So when you think about minimizing packaging waste, something that comes to mind is dunnage, and stuff that's put into packaging at the very end of the process, so that you're minimizing materials that's used just to protect the product. So for instance, on the last case study that we evaluated or that we reviewed, we right-sized product at the very end to minimize shipping containers size and minimize the cost of that shipping container, but also minimizing the packaging materials that goes into that box just to hold that SKU in place so that it doesn't get damaged through transport. So I mean that would be an example of minimizing packaging materials and where that fits within the process. Just one example I could think of off the top of my head.
All right, very good. Let's see how many we got here. I think there's 2 left. In the auto store system, all goods are in universal containers. Are goods transferred to these containers in the DC upon receiving, or are vendors asked to load to container and ship that way?
Right. It's good to that's a good call out. They're all these goods to person totes are captive, so they don't necessarily leave the site. It's a pretty precise need to be able to stack everything up and align everything so that the robots that are on top of the grid are going to be able to traverse down and hook into the SKUs, the bins that are at the bottom. So what you really don't want to do is to diminish the integrity of these totes. They need to be pristine and kept in a kind of in a controlled environment, and certainly sending them out and going in trucks and going throughout the supply chain, that's not necessarily associated with keeping them in a pristine condition. So the answer to that is no, they are received, and you do have to induct them into the goods to person totes. And that's the case for many solutions. There's other solutions that will allow you to use that base transport container as the handling unit within your site. So it really just depends upon, and that gets into the nuances of selecting the right technology based upon the incoming stream of product and trying to take waste out of the overall process. So we would evaluate that early on and determine is that the right solution, or how many folks would be required to do that induction, and then just weigh it off by category, from receiving and induction and put away, picking, packing, value-added services, all the way down the list. We do a real comprehensive analysis to ensure that the recommendations we're making will have the effect that we're proposing in the business case and in the return on investment and payback.
All right, so we got one more question here before we wrap up. Are AGVs able to replace manual pallet loading into semi-trailers?
Yes, they are. I say yes with an asterisk. They can. They're not as fast. And it gets hard when you have to pinwheel some loads into a truck to really get the optimum number of loads into a truck. So sometimes you have to turn stuff 90 degrees and get it in there. It gets to be a little hard in some instances, but in very vanilla terms, yes, you can. They're not as fast, but sometimes you can have AGVs pick 2 loads up at a time, and in the proper proper site design, and proper layout, proper staging areas, and with careful thought, you can.
All right, well, good question to end on. We'll go ahead and wrap it up for today, and we'd like to thank all of our attendees for their participation, and obviously to Jason for a great webinar and an engaging Q&A session. On behalf of Bastian Solutions, thank you for attending today's event. We do invite you to join us next week for the third webinar in our series, Breaking the Ice on Cold Storage Automation. Have a great afternoon, everyone.